Hello, how's the sound? Is the music too loud or too? Uh, okay, then we can start. But first, I would like to know if there is anyone that's a complete beginner. Yes, there is a delay in the stream and also the chat, and there's no way to fix this. It's the best. The shortest delay is 10 12 seconds, and I can't do anything about. Okay, so if it's just us, we'll continue the game. And one person in our server asked for help in private. I will help him tomorrow. So if I remember correctly, we the game is almost playable. You can place pieces on the board, but we have only one type of piece, and also we need to create the win condition and transitions from one level to another, and then sound. Then we have a playable game. Let's go to our level manager and create that win condition. Let's create the win condition and also the transition that we made in our previous games. The black screen fading to black and then back to the level. And of course we can make this more complicated by adding types of terrain, and we can also create obstacles on terrain so that you cannot place a piece um, independent of the type of terrain or the type of animal, or in other words, type of terrain that um, does not allow the place of pieces. Let's see our level manager. We have we have a array somewhere here with all the pieces here. This is array. So when we place a piece, let's check or I'd rather have an int variable, int number pieces placed, no, not placed, number pieces, like this, and this will be equal with the length of the array. Now we know how many pieces we have, and somewhere here on no, not here, yes, here on left click, when we place the piece, we want to subtract 1 from this number and then check if it's 0, but we want to do this at the exact moment we place the piece. Let's see, not here, if you are holding a piece and if it is placeable. here I believe we place the piece. Then at the end here we want to decrease that number pieces minus, and then we check if the level is complete. So check if it's complete. If this number is 0, and here we have our transition to next level, and we need to create this. And we also need to stop all interactions when we want to transition to the next level. But I believe once a piece is placed, it cannot be picked with the mouse. Let's check this. Let's see if we can pick the piece after it's placed. Yes, it is. This is not okay. So let's fix this. Our piece has the square tag, so we need to change this tag somewhere here. Let's see, for each square. Here we check every frame if it's placeable, and we want to change the tag of each square to something else, not a platform. Let's create a new or we can just set it to default. Just change it to default. But where? Place square on tile. Okay. Let's see if you can do it another way. Have the piece script here. Let's see what happens when we don't have a piece. Raycast from mouse. We check if we collide, and if we collide, we pick the piece. Okay, let's do it by creating a new variable in this piece. Here, just make a bool is placed, and at the start this is false. Okay, and in our level manager, when we place the piece here, but my question is this okay, this is outside the function, which is good because we need to use this here when we place the piece. So here, if you don't have a piece, we check here if hit collider, if we hit something, we get the piece, and here we check if the current piece is placed is false. Then we do everything else. Everything here, delete this, copy paste inside this if and else if this is not the case, then this current piece should be null. Okay, so now if you play the scene, but first we need to change this bool, this is placed bool of the piece when we place it here. Before we set this to null, let's say current piece is placed is true. So now if we cannot pick the piece once it is placed, let's test this. We have an error, but I don't know why. Current piece is placed is true. So this line. Let's see if that variable is public. It is public. Then I don't see a problem. Something is null here, but it cannot be the piece because I say is null after this. See, we have an error. It says that this is the problem. Let's go to that piece here. Why is this? I don't understand why it is null. Suggestions. Private customers. No. Maybe if let's see if it's a problem here because it's private. I don't think so, but also I don't know why it's happening. So that's not a problem. Let's move this. Okay, I think it's because okay, I think something here is the problem. So if the current piece is placed, it's false. If it's false, yes, I think I see the problem. So if it's false, we can select it. We already have it here in a variable. See current, this line here, we have it in a variable. But if it is this bool is true, then we want to remove this from the variable. But then it enters, but see then it enters this loop. Sorry, not this loop, this else. It enters this anyway. Okay. So let's check this in this else here. Let's do it else if instead and check again. Because see if it if the if this bool is true and the piece is placed, then it goes to this else, it makes the current piece null, and then we enter this else anyway. So we need to check here in this else if the current piece is null or not null, different than null. See? Okay, now we have another error. But I like the fact that now it works. We cannot pick the piece once it's placed. We have a problem here again. Yes. Okay. We check it here, but see here again we make this null. Let's see why. So if it cannot be placed, we move this to we move the piece to its original position and change the squares to white and then make this null. Okay, we placed it correctly, we get the error, and let's try to place it incorrectly. Okay, so this here works, this works. So if it cannot be placed, it works, this code here. Then let's look at the part where it is placeable. And somehow this line here is the problem, because I believe this piece is null. Try with another piece. Yes. Okay. Let's select this and see every line with this. Go to that here, holding this holding piece. Let's see how these two interact. Somewhere here I don't believe it's from here because we don't make this null. press only here and here, and I believe this is not the problem. What? Why is this here? No, I don't understand. Not place, but you click. So on click, this happens on click. So if the piece, if you're holding a piece, and if it is not flexible and we click, this becomes null. And then if this becomes null, maybe it's the order of this. Maybe. Let's try to change the order. Maybe that is the problem. Nope, it's not the order. Let's reverse this. Okay, maybe it's the order here. Let's see. So until here this piece is not null. This shouldn't be a problem. For each square we recast and we check if it has an animal, then we place the animal, place the piece on the board. Then we say that each tile now is occupied. Change the color of squares to white. And then here we have this problem. Why is this a problem? Is placed. It's false by default. And then why does this not work? Let's use the debug mode to see all the variables. So to level manager, see debug. Okay, so you pick the piece, place it. See now, before we place it, it is in the current piece variable. You place it and see now it is that, which is correct, but we still have this error. Can place is true. Let's try to pick another one. Do you have any ideas for this. I'm not sure why this is happening. Let's try to move this from here to here, maybe. Okay, let's try different things. I changed the order of. See, now it works. Now it works, but I have no idea why. I just moved this. I moved this from here to here, and now it works for some reason. I have no idea why this is working now, but it works, so I'm happy. And let's test if we can see. Now we cannot pick it once it's placed. That is done. Sorry for taking so long, but it's stupid. I have no idea why this is happening. Now let's look at our transition to next level. We want to have I was thinking maybe to have a bull to check if the game is over or not, but since we created this condition that does not allow the player to pick a piece once it's placed, then we don't need to control the controls, just need the transitions. Let's make a UI for this. We first need a canvas which holds UIs. We can have multiple canvas, but realistically almost in any game you just need one. And here in the canvas it's important, if you're working with pixel art, select this pixel perfect, and this is okay. Here where it says UI scale mode, always if you're making a game for multiple resolutions, which is almost every time, you need to scale with screen size, and I like the reference resolution to be full HD. And let's make just one where is UI panel, and since we raycast, it's important to disable this raycast target. And I have a problem with the default sprite on this because it does not cover the whole screen, so we need to have a perfect square, a sprite of a square like this. Let's make this black. Zero transparency. Call this fade. Fade. We did this in our previous projects. Nothing new here. Let's make a coroutine for this. Let's call this next level. Play next. We need to save this in a variable. Let's create say UI stuff here. Public image, but if you're using UI, you need to import this Unity Engine UI. Public image. You have it. I just copy paste it from our folder of useful scripts, and I will explain how this works, because I think it may be unclear for many people. Sorry, not the whole closing, just the fold. So you know that usually, let me show you. So usually when we have a loop, we declare a variable which is a whole number. Usually, let's say we want to go from 0 to 10 and increase it by 1. So this means it goes once. So it starts with I equal to 0, goes through this, increases by 1, so then it's 1, and if it's smaller than 10, it keeps increasing. So this should happen 10 times, this loop. But this one in the coroutine, we use a float, and it starts with 0, and then we wait one frame here where it says yield return null, and then here we add the difference, the amount of time between frames, and then we say here divide by time, so we can make this last any amount of time. So for example, if this is 2, then we wait 2 seconds. This determines the amount of seconds. So this happens, I believe, thousands if not millions of times, and this increases by a very small value every frame. Okay, let's delete this here. Here we need the image, the UI, black, not black thing. That color is equal new color. We want to maintain everything else, everything except the transparency. And here the transparency blurb from 0 to 1 in the amount of time. And here we need to have a float here. So let's comment this fade effect, and then play scene. If we are changing the scene, we need also Unity Engine Scene Management. But first we need to create a scene, another scene. Just duplicate this scene, call it level 2, and always you need, if you're changing scenes, you need to add all scenes here in the build settings. So we need to go to the level 2 scene, I missed the parentheses here, and we need to go to build settings and add this here. We also want to check if we are on the next or on the last level. Let's see, we have a variable for this. No, we need to create public int level number and or number level, and also max level. I need to go in both scenes and set this variable. So level 1, maximum 2, and here as well. And we need to play see here scene manager load scene mid level, and then to this string we add that number, the level number level +1, so next level. And convert this to string. We have an error here for some reason. Plus, you cannot use this plus. And method, okay, flat parentheses. This is a function. If you use a function, you always set parentheses. Okay, but we want to check if we are on our if we are on our last level. So here first we check if this this number level is equal to maximum level. Then here we return to main menu, and else we transition to next level. But okay, it's okay. Now we also want to fade so we fade in now, but we want to fade out when we enter the level. So here we should have another, or this should be completely black, and when the game when the level starts. So let's create another coroutine which will be almost the same, so we can just copy this here. Let's say on start level. Let's remove the scene stuff, and then here we do the we go from 1 to 0 transparency. That so here at the beginning, before anything, let's say start coroutine on start level, and let's say 2 seconds maybe, and let's also let's play this coroutine here where we transition to the next level. Next level in 2 seconds, so 2 seconds for the fade. Now we need a main menu, so let's click here scene, put it to main menu, create a background, sprite like this. Let's got here the background script, the same as the one in levels. Set this here. Change a couple of things in the sprite component. So here we need to be, this needs to be tiled. Then we want to have an initial size. It's a little bit too small, maybe like this. And move speed, the growth speed. And here in type, if it's 0, it should be diagonal. Let's keep it diagonal. Okay, and let's create a canvas, UI canvas. This is called background. And we'll create a select level panel, but let's have two options here. So we can either start a new game. Let's make a button for that. Where is it? UI button. Let's import this TMP. It's better than the text that comes with Unity. This is better. I recommend using TMP instead of the standard text. You can do it's better quality, and also it comes with fonts, and you can change it, even the outline of the text. Let's change this. I like my buttons back with white text. It's the size of this a little bit. Start. Okay. And if you want, we can even add a time. Sorry, a counter. So we can save the amount of time used to complete the level for speedrunners, maybe. Call this start new game button. And if you want to increase the size of the button without affecting the text, instead of using here the scale, use width and height. See, and the text remains unaffected. And we have this. Let's create a new empty object, and let's increase the size to be the whole screen, and let's make this stretch, so it will stretch with the size of the screen, and we'll call this main panel. Let's add this start button as child of this. Move it a little bit higher. Let's create another. We'll copy this by pressing Ctrl D and call this select panel. Select level button. Yes, okay. And we create. We need to set the anchors of this. We place them in the coordinates, so it will stretch. not an expert on anchors, but if you do this, if you place them in each corner, the buttons should be placed exactly how they look in the scene in all resolutions. Let's create a new panel, copy paste this, let's remove these two. Let's call this select level, and now we need to get a screenshot of we can do it in many ways, but one way would be, let me disable this. So one way would be like this. Let me show you. So we can have an image like this of the level, which is a screenshot of the level, and then we can have see, this should be the next level button, and we can select it like this, or we can do it without an image of the level, and instead of having it like this, just have multiple buttons like this. See, we'll do. I believe it's easier to do it like this. We'll do it like this. Maybe later, later if you want, you can replace it. To do this, we need to create an empty object and resize this a little bit. We'll call this level buttons holder 1 because we may need to have more than one. And we want to add not vertical, what is called grid layout group, like this, and inside this we add the buttons. Let's see, button like this. Let's position the anchors correctly. Okay, and now this should be in the shape of a square. Call this level button, and the background black, a little bit transparent, and the text white, a little bit higher font, and then we copy this, but also let's create some space between them. And you can here in constraint, you can, now it's flexible, but you can have a fixed amount of columns or fixed amount of rows. Let's create some space between them here in spacing on the X axis like this, and on the Y as well, like this, and maybe have the buttons be twice as big. No, maybe 50%. Okay, we'll keep them like this. I think we will not need for now another panel. Okay, this is how it should look if we have many levels. Let me try a little bit. Let's remove everything except 2 buttons for now. And we need a script to control everything. We call this main menu manager. New script. By default, the main panel should be active. Let's open that script. We need to have here an array of panels. Public game object panels array. Array means square brackets like this. And we also want int and current panel index. By default should be 0, so the first one in this array. Let's add the panels to the array. Just 2, the main panel and the select level panel. We want a new function to switch between panels. So public because we need to access this from another script. Public void change panel, and we need to specify which one, and index. So first we close the current panel. So let's replace this with current. I like it better like this. So we close the current panel. So current panel set active false. Sorry, panel array current. Like this. Let's comment this. Close current panel. Then we change the current variable. So current panel is equal to index, and now activate the selected. We take this here, copy paste, and instead of first two, because now we change this current panel. And we will add this function to where did you get your convention for functions prototypes? Where did you get your convention for function? I don't understand the question. What you mean by convention for function prototypes? Okay, we'll add this to the buttons after we complete everything we need. We need to have two functions, one for starting a level and one for starting from the first level. So public void and not void. We need coroutine for this because we want to fade. And if you want to fade, if we want to fade, we need a black image here. So UI image, not image panel. Replace this sprite with the perfect square. Make it black, no transparency, and disable the recast. And let's see, we want this above everything else. Okay, so it should be the last object in the canvas. It should be the last one. So it showed above everything else. Let's copy this from our level manager here, but we'll change the name of this. So here instead we want new game, start new game, and we need to have the two things here. One is a bool called game started, so that must is starting like this, and also the black fade like this. So starting is false by default, and you want here to check if is starting is false. So like this, if it's false, then first we fade, and here we need to add two things: Unity Engine UI using Unity Engine scene management, and here instead of object we want image. So we first fade, and then we need to start the level. So the level from level 1 scene. So start level 1 scene management, scene manager, load scene level 1. Then we want to copy this here, copy this, and let's say remove this, just add 2.0 here as well. Okay, and here let's have int level index, and let's call this start specific level. So instead of this, we say level plus level index to string. So start specific level, and we want if is not starting, then the starting is true. We do this in case we press a button while starting. We don't want this to happen multiple times. And I don't understand the question. What do you mean by convention from function prototypes? I don't understand. And here the problem is it needs to be from 0 to 1. So from 0 transparency to from completely transparent to opaque. and we need two functions because I don't think you can put coroutine on buttons. Public void call this start game coroutine like this, and let's add coroutine to here. Start game, and inside here we start this coroutine, so we can place this function on a button. Paste this here, start specific level, copy the name here. Okay, now we can start, but see, we need this one is an int level index, so here int level index, and here this level index like this. Let's go back to our scene and connect the functions to the buttons. Okay, so let's go to first to select level button, this one. We need to add a function and click here and select scene main manager, and we want the change panel, but something happened. Okay, I didn't see. Okay, change panels, so one should be here. And let's go to our main level. We added this already. Disable this 1 second and look at our here our level select panel. Just two levels for them. We want to have an exit button here. Let's have this here on the bottom. Exit to main menu button. Text main return size of this so the text fits. The anchors to the corners, and we want, okay, we can add the change level function here. So scene level, let's select our main menu manager object, then we select the script and the function, and here we change to 0, so the main panel. Okay, just the way you make function, it follows a certain structure. I would like to know where you got that from, but just so first of all, let me explain why see, we have the coroutine, but then I place it in a function, because in fact let's check if it is possible. I believe it's not possible to use coroutines here. See, coroutines do not appear, but also let's make this public. test if this is true. Make them both public. I believe you cannot place coroutines on buttons, but I may be wrong. Let's test this. Yes, I am correct. You cannot place coroutines on buttons. That is the reason why I place the coroutine inside functions, in void functions. Let's see. Okay, so it follows a certain structure. I didn't learn this from any tutorial or courses. I just try things and see which one works better. It's just experience, basically. This one here, you must when you're creating controls, you must determine every case for your control. So first, what is the control? So we click on the piece to select it. Then we need the on left click function. Okay. Then here, if we press, when we press it, left click, you just need to determine every case for your controls. And it's I learned that it's better to have many functions instead of. So here in start C we have spawn pieces and the fade coroutine. It's better to just write this function, to have it somewhere and then put it in start to keep everything organized, instead of just putting this code here. It's ugly. Just make a function and keep everything organized. Okay, we placed the function on this button. Now let's select the level buttons and do the same. Scene, main menu, select specific level, this one, and you can also add functions to buttons by script, but it's complicated and I don't remember how to do this right now, so I'll do it manually. Okay, this is done here. You can close it. The main panel. Start new here. Start new level. We need to add the function. Start new game. Okay, and this one is okay. Now let's test. And also, one thing you should know. This project here, the puzzle, is easy for me because I did it in 3D, so this one is much easier. That's why I made it so fast. I made the 3D version before. Wait, okay, now see, we select this, goes to select level, lesson 1. See, we now have an error because we forgot to put the black fade effect here. Where is it? We need to call this black fade. And always when you see, you can, at some point we changed the code here in our main menu manager. See, we created a bool. This is starting, but you can stop interactions by just enabling this raycast target. If this is checked, you cannot click the buttons anymore, because the this fade, this image will block the raycast. So you can do it two ways. You can enable this or just have a bool. Now I will keep the bool because I don't want to change the code. We need to add this black fade object, and I think I forgot to, in our level manager here, start routine on start. Okay, start, but okay, this should be playable now. Should be. Start new works. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Okay. It means I forgot to add the black. See the black fade here. And we need to do the same for the other level. And also, let's look at that. We have a variable here called number pieces, but it is not public. It needs to be public like this. And let's set it to the number of pieces, which I believe it's 6. Number pieces 6. 6 here and 6 in the other level. Our main menu. Let's try to select a level, a specific. Works. And let's play this. Okay, we have a problem here. One problem is it did not here I forgot to add the we need to add the scene to the build first, otherwise it will not find it. Let's add this here, and always place the main menu on top, so it's the first scene played when you play the game. Scene manager main menu. Okay. And I also have a problem because this thing here, this number pieces here, decreases too fast. I placed only 2 pieces and it went from 6 to 0. Let's look at that script while we play to make sure. So it starts with 6, that is okay. We put it here. See it decreased by 3. So let's go and see why that happens. Okay. Okay, here is this where we decrease, but I don't understand why this happens, because okay, I see my bad. Okay, I see. Okay, we need to see I put the, now it makes sense why we had the error before. We need to put this outside the 4. It was inside. See this? The 4 starts here. It's from here to here. See, it's inside the 4. So we'll take this and put it outside the 4, like this. And we can even take that part here where we change if the piece is placeable and put this after the 4, and now it should work. That was the problem, it was inside the 4. Okay, now let's look at our level manager to make sure it's working properly. Okay, now it works, but let's see if I'm able to complete this. Yes, see, it's working, and it goes back to main menu because it was the last level. And now we need to add effects, sound, and pieces. We need pieces and levels, designs for levels, and we can even add different terrain that is occupied. Let me show you what I mean by this. I'll make this project small while I open another one to explain. It's better to show you than explain. I wonder why nobody is coming to these streams. They say they are interested, but then they don't come. Maybe it's not a good hour for everyone. I'll first add the visual effects because that's the easier part. I don't have sound prepared. Okay, see, so this is the 3D version, and in this 3D version, see this one. Let me replay this because okay, see, some tiles have obstacles in this where you cannot place anything, and also in this 3D version, in this 3D version, you can rotate the terrain. See, but in 2D we cannot achieve these effects. So the terrain has a fixed position. Okay, see, and we want to have some effects like this when you place a piece. It has a visual effect, something like this. Okay, so we want a couple of things. We want to add some visual effects and obstacles, and for obstacles we need to look on each here. Let's try pixel art. Let's try not objects, props, objects, not hidden objects. We need rocks and trees, maybe some rocks, items, no, tree, maybe this one, and also let's try rocks. Let's try this looks nice. Pretty good, but this one is even better. Looks better quality. Yes, better. It is better. Download this if it's free. Might not be free. because this one is not free. I forgot to select free. Okay, then okay, let's download this free version in our puzzle 2D here. This one as well. Okay, let's open that folder. The rocks are ready. This nature free to be extracted. Let's see what we have here. I believe okay, this one is not enough. Okay, so assets, free, pixel art, nature, but free. This one is free. Looks very nice. And now let's drop it in our project as well as this 3D version. Okay. So let's go in sprites. This one, pixel art, flowers, and the rocks. Let's modify one level. Let's go to level 1. Levels, where it scenes, level 1. We want to disable the canvas so we can see the scene. This where is it? Let's go to our tiles. We first need to divide this because these are multiple sprites in one. Filter mode always point when working with pixel. Slice automatic, but also not only automatic. We need to select the pivot somewhere here at the center. I like this one. Okay, let's grab let's create a new empty object, sprite renderer, drag and drop that rock. Is not visible because many things, but first try 32 pixels. Sure. We want this to be no layer, animal layer like this, but it's big C. Reset the position and maybe 0.2 something like this. See, but it's still it is still too big. It's still too big to make it smaller. Even something like this. And we can even make it double like this, so 0.2. And instead of placing it on one tile, we can place it on 4 like this. See, and we can go to our colliders and first let's disable this so we can select the colliders. Where is it? Yeah, okay, disable. Now we select our colliders, but to do this let's disable the background as well, not the background but the tile map. Okay, then we need to do it another way, cannot select it, so let's go to colliders and select these two. So these two should be then occupied like this, and then these two. See, and now we have this whole area 2 by 2 occupied by this obstacle. And let's create another one, another type. Let's duplicate this and put this bush. It's too small because it's to be 32 pixels per unit, exactly like the other one. It's still too small, but does not that big of a problem. Flower. This one looks nice. See, have bush, potted flower. Try out this bush. Make it bigger. See, now we have another type of obstacle. But I don't like it that much. We need two things. We need to make this point 32 pixels, and also let's put that pivot here. Put it forward. See, something like this maybe could be an obstacle. Now we need to go through the colliders because I cannot select them. See, now need to do this manually, unfortunately. Okay, now we selected the tiles that are occupied, made them occupied. Now if you play the scene, this should be occupied. See, now I cannot place it. See, now we created obstacles. We can go to, oh, we don't even need to save them up as but in fact we need to save them as prefers. But first let's create an object, an empty object, and call this obstacles. Reset the position because there's some random values, and drag all the obstacles here so we have them organized. And now that we have this, let's go to our prefab folder and create a new folder obstacles and drag the rock and about it floor. Now we have some obstacles. Time to add some effects. Go to packet manager, my assets, search for, and about this question, how did I learn to make the structures? When we talk about games, there are many ways to do one thing. There's no right or or there's not a perfect way to do it. To do, or there might be, but you won't find it on the internet or in courses. Especially if you have a game idea that it's original and no one made it before. This one should be nice. I also have this one, carton. I use these in some personal projects. Okay. Oh, this went faster than I thought it would. Shrimps, particles. Let's say one from the atmosphere. Um, Confetti. Let's test to see how this looks like. Nope. I have a problem here, but I don't know what it is. It's not a red arrow, it's the yellow arrows you can ignore. The game will still play these. But I don't like this one. See, let's test in the scene. Not like this. Let's drag it in the scene. And if I am correct, the render layer is not correct. Needs to be this one and this. And I cannot see it because, as you can see, it is too big. So we need to reduce the size of this. And if you do that, still looks kind of odd. Don't like it. This one is the one I used in the 3D version. Let's put it on the first layer and make this much smaller, and it is still not visible. Yes, it is actually visible, but I want more density. I want more density, and okay, these are 3D, may not work in this project. Let's see the other effects, cartoon shakes, FX. Uh, but these are not loops. These are one time. Okay, we have some loops here. Environment. Test this. Snow. But the render layer needs to be animal one, like this. It will. Why is this not visible? I wonder. See, it's not visible for some reason. Sorting layer animal. Okay. Okay. Shape of the image. Okay. I have no idea why this is not working. Environment. Look for something. This one, this one. But let's open them. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, let's see. We need some effects for when we place the piece, but normal. And maybe we can even use trails. Let's try to use trails if it's possible. I'd like to, but first let's try to find something for placing the pieces. Like this one, but it's a little bit too big. See, it's still too big, and also we decreased the size here, but we need to decrease the size on these as well. See, it is still too big, maybe half of this. And we can do it all of them. I hope this works. Yes, we can select all of them, and now we have a nice animation. But I'd like to do this first. Let's make this smaller, even smaller than this. Okay, like this. Let's unpack and unpack this. Prefab unpack. Let's save this in our prefabs, new folder, effects. To the effects, save this here. And we want when we place a piece, you know that we have that effect on the piece, which lets us know if it's in a placeable position or not. And by default, it's white. When we place it, it becomes white. We want to save these in a list, and at the end of the level, we want to create that effect. We want to disable this white square, all of them. We want to delete all of them, and when at that point we want to spawn that effect that we saved and remove this. Okay, so let's see where we place the piece. Here, if it's placeable, we place it. Here we change each square to white, And when we do this, we also want to add this to a list of objects. But let's see the piece structure first, so we don't make mistakes. Since pieces, yes, we can do this. We can delete this squares because the animal is not a child, so we can directly remove the squares without any complications. Okay, let's have here a game object list. So game object squares list, but not like this. So you need to say like this: list. You say list and then the type of the lists. So object like this, and we want, when the game starts, to make, in this variable we want to create an empty list like this. Okay, a list, so let me explain. An array has a fixed number of objects. It has a fixed length. This list, it's empty. This can have any amount of objects. It has a flexible length, and here we created a new list which is empty, and now we can add to it any amount of objects of type game object, and we need to do this here where we change the color of squares when we place. So here let's save the squares in the list, square list, and then use the add function, and here we place this current square but this here, it's the script square, so we need to say the game object, so the whole game object, not just the script. Now I have the list, and here at the end, where here we say play next level, we want to go to the position of each square. So here and also we want to wait some time to see the effect. We don't want to go directly to the fade. So first let's comment this, delete the squares and spawn effect. So from 0 to that square list, and when you're working with lists, we don't say length, we say count, which is basically the length of the list. First we need to spawn spawn the effect, and then we want to delete the squares, because if we delete the squares before we spawn the effect, we don't know where to spawn that effect, because the square doesn't exist anymore. So first delete squares, sorry, not delete, spawn effect, square, so square list, and then here and then we need this is the position, so transform position, but let me copy this and delete. So instantiate, we need a variable for that effect. So public game object delete square effect, and here we spawn this delete square effect, at this position, and then this means the rotation of the prefab. So for each square we spawn this effect, and then we delete this square, so square list, and this I that goes from 0 to the length of the list, and we need to put this inside delete, not delete, destroy, yes, destroy, like this. And then we don't want to go to fade immediately, we want to wait for the effects, let's say 3 seconds, 2 seconds. So to wait in a coroutine, yield return new wait for seconds, and let's try 3, like this. Wait for the effects to finish. Now we need to go to, unfortunately, so one thing that needs to be mentioned is if you make a game with levels, you want to create all the mechanics and everything before you start copying levels, because we did not create everything before, we need to go through each level and modify when we have modifications. So we need to go here in level 1 to our level manager, drop our prefab in effects, okay, and background, not the background, the canvas needs to be activated, okay. Level 2, drop this prefab, and let's test. Let's go to level 1. And now the challenge is to finish this, because it looks nice but it may not be playable. See, now you have this effect, but why does it show the name of the particle? I have a problem with this, and also it is not deleted when it's the animation is done. Let's see, start speed. Let's destroy this particle after some time. So we'll create destroy after time. We'll create a script. This is useful also for sound effects. When you finish the sound effect, you want to destroy it if it's in a separate object, not on a audio source. Okay. We just need a function public void destroy after seconds. And here we want to specify the time. Not like this, sorry, not void. Okay, let's say coroutine. Here numerator, so coroutine. We wait for that amount of time. Turn new. Wait for seconds time, and then destroy game object. So this game object, I want a public function to start this coroutine. Destroy after seconds. Start coroutine, like this. Now we have the function, and we need to specify the time. Let's try 3 seconds, maybe a little faster, 2.5 seconds. Okay, and add this script to this prefab. If you add if you make a change to a prefab, it applies to everywhere. It applies to all objects that are that prefab in scenes or anywhere else. Okay. Try to complete this again. And it would be nice to have a see, but I wonder why this is visible in see this name here. Why is this visible in the scene, in the game scene? Shouldn't the game panel? Sorry, I don't understand this text. Why is it visible? But anyway, let's see if it is deleted. That's what we need to know, if it is deleted after 2 seconds. Oh, here we have a little bug. Okay. Oh no, they are not deleted for some reason. Okay. Okay, I don't understand what's happening here. Destroy after 2 seconds. Return with 4 seconds. Okay, so 2 seconds. Then destroy this game object. That's interesting. And also I have a problem with the fact that we see the text. Wow, okay. Okay, how do I see the time? I have no idea. First of all, why it is not deleted. Let's try a lower time. 2 seconds. So we start this recording. Okay. Don't see a problem. Ah, okay, I see. Okay, my bad. This needs to be on start, like this. Of course, if you do not use the function, it will not happen. And we have some very rare bugs. If you move the if you move the mouse too fast, may okay, now it is deleted. But I have a problem. Why this? I want to see. Let's go to our projects folder, because I want to see how it looks when it's built. Puzzle 2D here, this should be. Let's check if it is this one. Yes, it is. Let's create a new folder here, builds, and let's build this for Windows and see if those particles still, those names of the particles still appear. Maybe it's a problem of the editor, not the build. It should take 1 minute. You have any questions so far? I also searched the internet for ways to lower the delay, but it seems that there is no way to go lower than 10 to 12 seconds delay. Okay, see, now we have the build for Windows, and we need to see if the the text of the particles still appear in the game. Okay. Okay, so it seems that it is editor problem. Okay. Now let's try to find some background, some sounds for this. Let's go to my assets and see if we have some music for a background. In 1 second, be right back. Sorry. We need a background music, arcade background music, epic boss fight. Maybe not that. We need lo-fi for games. Let's try this one. This one sounds nice. Let me see of the Discord real quick. I don't know why nobody's coming to the meetings. They were very excited to join, but they still don't come to the meetings. I have some complete beginners, and I think I will have to meet them in private to teach the complete basics of music. What we do here is a little bit advanced. We don't have the background music, and this background music should be spawned at the start of the game, which is in main menu. And here we want this object to be persistent between scenes, and to do that, let's go to main menu, scene, and in here we need to go to first. Let's check if we have. Always check if you have an audio listener. So to hear the sound effects and background music. Okay, let's create two prefabs. One's for the background music, so background music, and let's reset that transform. Add the audio source clip. This is the music we downloaded. Let me stop this YouTube lo-fi to check this. is okay. This one is nice. Nice too. Yeah, I like this one. Let's take this one. Put this in audio clip. Let's see, we need to loop 3D. We don't use 3D. Spatial blend 2D. This is used in 3D games, and also we want to create background music script, or not background music, let's call this something, give persistence, or don't destroy object. Let's call this don't destroy object. Just add that don't destroy function in the start function. Here in start we just say don't destroy on load, and in parentheses which object you want to keep between scenes. And if you say game object, it means it's the object with this script. Okay. And now let's create a let's go first to our resources and create a folder called audio, and let's save that background music, and also let's create another one called sound effect prefab. Need an audio source. For now we don't add another audio clip, don't want to loop because it's an effect. We need to create a script for this. Sound effect script, and here we need to get that audio source component on the engine audio. We need to create a variable private, so audio source and start we get the component like this, and then in update, if this audio source is playing, but we want, if it's not playing, so it finished playing, because we don't loop, it's an effect, we don't loop, so it finishes. So if it finishes playing, we destroy this game object. Okay, now we have a prefab for sound effects. For music, we simply need to create the function main manager. The update we don't need. Okay, so public game object background music prefab. Now that we have the prefab, in start we want to check if this object already exists. So if let's create another variable, not public but private, game object background music. So first we try to find this object with game object find, and then we specify the name music. Okay, so here let's comment this, try to find object named background music, and if it if you find if you find if it finds the object, it will place it in this variable background music, and if not, this will be null. So then we check if this is null. So if you don't find background music, then we want to spawn we want to spawn, but we want to do it first we spawn it. Okay, start it at the center, doesn't matter where it is. Then rotation also doesn't matter. Okay, so we spawn it, and then we need when you spawn an object with instantiate, it will have the name of the prefab and then clone at the end. So we want to change the name because it needs to be this, exactly this one, not clone, with clone at the end. Background music name equal to this here. Okay, let's comment this. So if background music does not exist, spawn background music and then rename background music object. Okay, let's close this YouTube 1 second, check if this works. Check if this works. Yes, I forgot to add object, the prefab of background music. We have a problem again here in this. Okay, I see. We need to say background music prefab, not background music here, like that. If you want, we can even add a little animation to our buttons if you want. Okay, it's persistent, but I believe the sound is a little bit too high. Where is the sound here? Volume. Let's try a little lower volume. And also let's look for some effects, sound effects. Maybe I have some. Let's try SFX, which means sound effects. Cartoon effects. Casual. Let's try UI casual in this cartoon. Should find something here. Okay, we have this one. Now we need the UI. Maybe this one or something nice. See, we have here electronic clicks. That's what we need. We need some clicks. And at some point in the future, maybe even tomorrow, we might try to solve some high school problems, C++, Math, or C# even. download this cartoon as well. Those are not as hard to do as games, but you will learn a lot of things through solving high school problems, how to use loops inside loops and whiles, uh, and how to think like a programmer. Mostly that's the most important thing. Let's see what we have here. UI. Always when you use sounds, you should try MP3s because WAV WAV this format is much bigger, especially if you make a complex game with dialogue and or long background musics. You need to use MP3s is smaller. Let's see. Let's test this one. Okay. I should stop. Not this one, obviously. Mechanical heavy. Let's try this. Nope. Standard. Standard sound. No, this is not what I was hoping for. Nope. Okay, let's try. So UI casual. Casual we should find something here. This one doesn't. Is nothing. I like this one. See? This blue. Nope. So let's rename this. Audio. Let's call this audio click one. I said audio click because it starts with A, and you will put it at the beginning of the sounds, so you don't have to look for it. See this one. This one is nice. Let's call this audio click 2. Need very short sound effects for clicks. Those sound like effects you would see in a platformer. This one is nice as well. Let's say audio effect sound. Yeah, I like this one for when you click incorrectly. Audio incorrect. Just call it incorrect. This one is nice as well, but I like the other ones better. Yes, this one is nice also. Audio sound. Okay. Let's compare these. But okay, let's compare. This is nice for when you click incorrectly. That one is nice also. Okay, let's try these three. Okay, let's go to audio prefab. Let's unpack this. And we need three sounds here. Um, let's see this one. Okay, so this one we'll call on peak this sound, and let's put this here. Okay, and sound effect script is already here. This one on unplaceable sound, like this, and this one on placeable sound. Okay, we have these prefabs now. Save them all. Okay, let's play that lo-fi on YouTube. Okay, okay. Now we just need to go to our level manager script and create an array of sounds. And unfortunately, we'll have to place them manually. Public game object array sound effects array. The first one, okay, let's see which one is the first one. Okay, on pick, and then placeable, and then unplaceable. Okay, let's just comment this here. Monitor on pick to placeable 3 unplaceable. Okay, now let's think. We need on pick here on click when we don't have a piece and we hit the raycast. Here we want to spawn that sound effect. So instantiate sound effect array, but let's rename this 0 1 2 because arrays start from 0. Here 0. Okay, then the position should be vector 3 0 just to keep organized. This doesn't matter at all. Okay. Now we have sound on when we select the piece. Now we want to copy paste this when we place incorrectly. So if it's not placeable, here we want this, but unplaceable. Let's see which one it is. 2, so here we need 2. And also when we place we want a sound effect for each square. Okay, this is okay, so here we want to put one here, but unfortunately we have to go to both levels to place the prefabs on the script. Okay, here size 3 on pick, then placeable, then unplaceable. Okay, now let's do the same for level 2. On pick, placeable, unplaceable, and now we should have sound effects on in our game. And also we could spawn the background music in levels to not have to go through main menu every time, but it's not necessary. We can just start from main menu. Let's go. stop that YouTube. Okay, start now. Okay, see now we have sounds. See, that's very nice. But one thing that I don't like, we need some sort of visual effect I believe we need some sort of visual effect when we place the piece. But let me show you something interesting. First, let me show you how to make animations on buttons. Okay. In this main panel, I have two buttons. We can create an animation, and not only we can create an animation, but we can place that animation on both buttons. To do this, we need to first, let's see, we have an animation folder. Let's put this here. Create an animator controller. So button controller. Now we need to place to add a component of animator on both these, and now we need to go to animation, create an animation, and here in our previous projects we added frames of the animations, but you can also create an animation by modifying any property, not any, but most of the properties of a game object. We need to look for not position but scale. See here, scale. And now let's see, we have this scale. Want to increase it a little bit and then decrease it. So we go to the middle of the animation. We press this red button, which means record. Now we go to our object and select how much we want to increase the size. Let's say something like this. And see, now we have an animation for it, but it's a little bit too much and too fast. So let's go to here at the middle of the animation, increase it, and also let's increase the time of the animation, so see it's slow. Okay, and now we have an animation, see, for the button, and this one should have it as well, if I'm not mistaken. This one should have it as well. See, if we press play, both buttons should have this animation. See, looks a little bit better. And let's do this for that, or never mind, let's just leave these two with animation. Okay, let's fix that problem with the fact that we don't have an animation for our pieces when we place a piece. So first, let's disable this canvas just to see the scene, and scripts, not scripts, where is it? This one maybe. Light, nice. Let's put it in the scene. It's not visible for some reason. And that reason is it's not in the correct layer. So here, order in layer. That's one, and see we have the default layer. Then we have the background. On top of the background, it's the platform. Then we have that piece effect, which is white square on the piece, and then over that is the animal. And also these are sorted based on their Y position. So the ones that are higher on the y-axis will be shown first, and then the others. Okay, so let's select animal and replay that. Still, it is a little bit visible, but I don't like it. This one also is not visible. This one is nice, but also need to put all the children of the object in this layer as well. I like these ones. Let's close this and try the other. Here, sharps, particle collection, atmosphere, trails, normal, basic spark. Let's try this one. This is nice. Basic spark. Try this, the other one. This one is better. Okay. Let's try birthday. No, not this one. No, this one needs lighting. Oh, okay. This one is nice. Yeah, I like this one. We'll try this one. Prefab unpack. So it's no longer a prefab. That's what this means. Call this on place effect. But first, let's resize this because it's very big. And also we need to add that destroy after time. But okay, see, we have a. Yes, it's okay. 2.5 seconds. We should have this flexible, not fixed time. But should work with 2 seconds. Okay, first let's go to render and select everything and put it in animal and even one layer above that. So basically we have layers and we have sub layers. In every layer we have sub layers. Let's place this one layer above in that animal layer. Okay. This is very odd. Wait, because this scale is. We'll have to divide everything manually because this one is not one for some reason. Yes, everything else is 0.5. But I believe we should modify the Z as well because this might be 3D. Okay. See, it's very nice. Can use this. Okay. But let's increase that. But not increase, but let's go to prefabs here. Obstacle, not effects. Save this as a prefab. Let's go to that. I don't like that destroy time, destroy after time. Let's create here a public, not public, no, yes, public float time, and time should be here. Okay. Now we can have different times for the different objects. This one arcade spark. This one is for. This one is for when the game ends. So it was 2.5. It's okay, but this one should be longer. Let's try 4.5. Okay, now we need to save this in a variable in our level manager. Here, let's create another one, public game object on place effect, and we want to spawn this when we place it. So here, not here. So if it's placeable here, so spawn effect. Let's call it visual effect. Okay, spawn on click on place effect. Sorry, place effect, and we want to spawn this at our piece. Piece is here. So here we want the piece transform position. Okay, now we have a visual effect, but we need to add this in both our levels in our connect the prefab to the script. Let's enable that canvas and place that effect here and here as well. Okay, let's test, and I believe we'll stop after this if this works correctly. Sound when it's done very smooth. Very nice. So here now we have a very nice effect. Looks nice. Not perfect. It's okay. Yeah, this looks very good. Okay. And I don't know what else we can add to this. Need to think about it. Obviously we need levels and pieces, and we can even add other types of animals and other types of terrain and obstacles. We basically have endless possibilities, and even not only that, but even the size of the platform can be flexible, can have any number of tiles. So we'll think about that for our next time, or if you want we can stop here and I can show you the project and you can start something else next time. It's your decision. And also we'll try to solve some high school problems next time. But maybe in C++, not C#, but it's very similar. Only the what would you like? Sorry, I'm a little bit confused. Would you like me to stop the project here or continue next time? So I didn't understand. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I understand. Okay, I will stop here. C++. Okay. Yes, but unlike it will not be as fun as programming games, but it is useful in some cases, especially if you want to make not games but applications. I made in the past an application for nutrition where you can make list of food and calculate the nutritional value, and making solving high school problems is useful for that. Okay, we'll try that next time. which is tomorrow at exactly the same hour, for which is different for everybody, but you already know the time. Okay, so I will upload both the lesson and the project. You can do whatever you want with it. You can use it for your portfolio, your you can modify it, you can sell it, you can do whatever you want with it. Okay, thank you very much for coming. I don't know why why not many people come to these lessons, but I hope more will come next time or in the future. Thank you very much for coming, and we'll meet tomorrow and solve C++ problems. Thank you.